The belief thing is a really tricky one. People ask me, do you believe in God? And I really think, how dare you ask that question? I think that's really what I think. But on a more prosaic level, I usually think, well, I don't know what you mean by belief. I don't know what you mean by belief. And I don't know what you mean by God. These are very difficult questions, and none of that's self-evident. Now, I would say, do I believe in the crucifixion? Well, certainly. I mean, people, the crucifixion, how can you not believe in it? If you think symbolically, it's like human beings we're eternally crucified, right? Our lives are tragic and they end in death, and we're all betrayed. We're all betrayed. We all experience betrayal. So you can't not believe in the crucifixion. Do you believe in the resurrection? Well, people die and are reborn all the time. They go through, this is what you're after here. I'm a sober drug addict. Well, you had to let a lot of you die when you stopped being an addict and something new be reborn. It's like, what's the ultimate significance of that? And how is it tied to the notion of bodily resurrection? Well, I don't know what the ultimate significance is, but it does seem to be the pathway through life. To believe, I would say you start believing not by attempting to convince yourself that the statement, there is a God, is true, like a fact is true, but to act out the proposition that you should shoulder your cross and stumble uphill towards the city of God. That's belief, man. And you can do that right away. Now, you might ask, well, do I have any guarantee that has transcendent and universal significance? It's like, well, it's not a bad model for emulation, so it has universal significance in that regard. We each have to shoulder the tragedy of our existence and stumble upwards despite that. That has universal significance. Does it have significance outside of life? And like at the eternal realm? It wouldn't surprise me if it did. I suppose it depends on what you mean by the eternal realm. It seems to have significance in the eternal realm of consciousness. It seems to have significance in the eternal realm of unconscious fantasy, implicit fantasy, and mythology. How is it connected with the factual world? That's a hard question, because the factual world, in some sense, divorced itself from that transcendental world during the development of the scientific methodology. So, never the twain shall meet. It's a methodological issue in part. I think you probably have to draw on the same forces that enabled you to sober up and abandon your drug addiction. Something was guiding you forward. Go forward again. Go forward again as if there is a higher power. That's your manifestation of faith. Go forward again as if being is benevolent and God is good. That's the hallmark of courage.